So we are starting today with the roller lengthways like this down the length of your back. So we can open up the chest and get a little release between the shoulder blades, like a place where we tend to hold tension in our bodies. And so from here, you want to sit with your tail all the way at the front edge of your mat, or not on the roller, let's say. So that way when you lay back, you have enough space for your head to also be supported. So curl your tail up and then roll your spine down to work into the abdominal wall, even as you go into position when you're rolling. The feet a little bit in front of your knees, comfortable distance, like open angle at the knee, and the legs only about 4 to 5 inches apart. As you lay here, be sure you're looking up and slightly forward. There's a little arch in the mid-back, and then we stretch the arms forward to ease the shoulders away from the ears. Rotate the arms so the palms are up, and then bring the arms out to the side, letting the back of the hands rest into the ground. We'll rock a little bit from side to side, just shifting your weight, shoulder and hip down on one side of the roller, and then down on the other, so you get a nice massage here between your shoulder blades, and also at your sacrum and at the base of the skull against the middle ridge. Points are where we often hold our tension from the day, stress from our lives, and what's surrounding us. And it's good to get a little release here as we open up. And just feel how you're shifting your weight as your feet as you go from side to side. So keep coming back to center. We'll do just one more time. You inhale to one side, body curving around the roller, exhale to the other, and come back to rest on the top. Fix your gaze, that'll help your balance. As we lift the arms up, we embrace the air right over the chest, over the heart. The shoulders are widening, the blades widen behind you, and then you exhale, pull the arms slowly open, so the blades hug the roller beneath your body. And we lift the arms up again. So if you're embracing someone you love, just hug them in, and then release them. Let them move on with the day, so you can chew. And here we go up with the arms. Deep inhale. Exhale, and as you exhale slowly, let the belly sink deep in, navel towards the spine, knitting the abdominal wall together. We rise again. You want to go slowly so that you feel that you're working against gravity on the way up, and then go down slowly to use the full length of your exhale, resist gravity on the way down. So we lift, trying to avoid momentum, and really feel the weight of your arms as you pull them up and towards each other, then drive them apart as if each hand was a magnet that desperately wanted to be next to the other magnet. And now we let them lift to come up and just keep pulling them apart even as they're reaching towards each other. Find that no resistance in your body, and then come down slowly and out and down to the side. You can lengthen out through your fingertips, really stretch the arms long here, and then we're bringing the arms up, pointing the fingers to the sky. Just exhale, let your blades settle and sink around your roller. Now inhaling, the arms rise, shrug the shoulders off the roller, go as high as you can, and then exhale and melt the blades down slowly. Feel more and more of the inside edge of the blade, hug the roller surface, and then we lift again. Inhale, you're breathing in, the whole body, the torso is expanding in 3 dimensions as you breathe in, and exhale, and it knits together. Sort of picture a balloon deflating. It doesn't go down in one place and not in every place. It maintains its shape, it just increases in size. So we let the arms go up here as you inhale and exhale and melt them down slowly. Hug the roller underneath your body. And one more time, shrugging up. The collarbones will narrow as the back widens. Feel the blades a little away from the roller surface. And then as we open the collarbones, sinking the blades, those blades will hug the roller and embrace. Now turn your arms forward as you inhale, palms to the wall in front of you, and exhale, glide the arms down to your side, reach long through your fingertips to find a little longer neck. Now on the inhale, we're pulling the legs up to the ceiling, arms, and then exhale, take them back. One of those lips, actually 2 of them. And let's bring the arms up here, heavy weight in the scapula. Those are the shoulder blades, and then exhale, slide the arms forward and down. The arms are lifting here in unison to the sky, and then exhale, reach behind you. Use enough of the abdominal wall so you're not overarching your spine. Keep just the natural arch, natural curve you had in your spine when you lay down. And then the arms come forward, inhale and exhale. to touch the palms of the fingertips to the ground. We'll do it again. The weight of the arms, the feel of the air moving against your arms as you cut through the air around you. And then the stretch into your lats, into your armpit, into your chest. As the arms go back, lift the arms, shoulder blades heavy, and then stretch the arms forward to find some length in your neck. Here, just bring your hands to your shoulders, elbows are bent, and then you pull them to your waist. We circle the elbows up to the ceiling, out wide, around and down. Draw a circle at each side of the body here, nice and smooth and easy. You can feel at different points in the movement, you're either stretching the back or the front of your body. And then notice where the muscles themselves in the upper arms are also engaging and releasing as you draw your elbows in these two parallel circles here, mirror images in the air at your side. We'll do one more like this. Scoop it up and then exhale out, around and down. And then let's reverse it. You go down and wide, bring the elbows back and up and forward, slide the upper arms along the side of your ribcage on the way down to the ground. So allow your shoulders to shrug, really get a lot of mobility here. You want to feel that release in the upper back, and also that movement here with your shoulder blades is helping your neck find a little bit more length, a little bit more massage, a little bit more release. Of course, if you're new to Pilates, if you're new to my class, only do what feels good, and let me know if there's something we need to modify or change. This is pretty easy because with the elbows bent, there's less load into the joint, and we're warming it up before we do the full arm circles now. So when you finish that rep, the arms go forward, full length of the arms, touch your fingertips down on the mat. We stretch the arms forward, and inhale, lift them up in parallel and back by the ears. Exhale, circle wide out to the side. Snow angels here, palms to the ceiling to the very end. Rotate the upper arms so the palms are down. And we lift again. The feet should be steady. It's almost like you're sinking into quicksand here, all the way up to your knees. You stretch out, the arms cut through the air. And then you rotate the palms down. Let's lift again. Going up and yawning the body open to the sky. Circle out as far as you can. You can stretch the palms open by stretching the fingers wide. Starfish hands and palms down one more time. Press up and back. And then circle and sweep. The arms arrive down by your heels at the same moment. And then we'll turn the palms down. Let's reverse. Palms up and circle out to the side. Now lift the arms as they go past the height of your shoulders, just a little bit, and then exhale, dive them forward in parallel in unison. And think of this inhale, stretching the arms out, expanding the ribs so the lungs have more space to really fully fill with air. And then exhale, push the arms down as if you're emptying those sacs of your lungs, pushing as much air out as possible. You go wide back, the arms start to lift as you go further back. Be sure all this feels good in the shoulder joint. And exhale, press the arms down, take your time, work through the space. One more, you circle back and around. Feel how the scapula moves under your back, under your rib cage. That's part of the release we're looking for. Next, diamond arms. So the thumbs are together, the index fingers are together, and the elbows are wide. The hands and wrists are the same plane as the arms. Lightly press the hands together into each other to firm up the inner arm. We inhale and sweep the shape back so that the diamond shape of your arms and your hands frame your face like a picture. And then we bring the arms forward, come forward and down, flip the hands off the abdominal wall, and reaching up and then back again here. The collarbones literally are rolling backwards in your body to bring the arms back, and then they're rolling around their own axis forward to bring the arms forward. That looks great. Keeping the same shape. No matter where the arms are in space. Notice where you're getting to pull in the muscles, and if they're the same on the right or the left. Part of the warm-up is just like getting acquainted with your body as it is right now before we go into more of the exercises. Okay, and then you'll bring the arms forward and release them down your side. Slide off your roller. And then you can lay on your back for a second. I'm just going to see if this is my contractor. Yes. So as you lay down, extend the legs forward, the arms back, and just stretch out your body. And notice how it feels different. Okay, now we'll take the roller behind on your scapula. Question. Oh yeah, you can grab weights if you want. So here, leaning back with this across the tip of your legs, support your head with your hands. And then keeping the hips down, feet grounded, we're going to inhale, look up at the ceiling and back behind you with the elbows. Drop to the floor, stretching the neck, stretching the throat, the front of the neck. And then tip your head forward, use your hands to tip the gaze down your navel. And then you can pull the elbows down and in, also aim the elbows down in towards your navel here. And then we're arching back again. The gaze sweeps up the wall in front of you to the ceiling and behind you on the ceiling, even to the wall back, if that feels good in your back, in your neck. You don't want to crunch it, but you do want to feel a stretch in the front line. So we pull the head up and start to feel that work into the abdominal wall. Pull the elbows down in, so that will widen your back here. And then as you go back, flare the elbows open and drop them low to open up your chest. One thing that we're probably not doing most of our day. And then lift your head again, pull forward and up with the head leading the way from the spine to curve. Next from here, we're lifting the hips up and just rotating to your right. Come all the way up to the outer edge of the right shoulder blade and then go back and forth. Little movement about 5 to 7 inches here along the outer edge of the shoulder blade scapula. You're right on the edge of your lap. That can be a little bit tight, which is why we're here. And then we'll go to the left, and then push and pull with your legs. Give yourself that massage here. Of course, if this is ever too much, you can always lower your hips down and just twist from one side to the other, going across the upper back. It's nice to do this to get a little bit of work into the back line of your body. Supporting the hips off the ground and trying to find the spot here in the upper back that needs a release. We'll come back to center and then lower the hips down. Come up to sitting. And we're taking the roll across under your glutes on your sacrum. So you can lay down, slide the roller in towards your waistline. Press your feet to lift the hips up in the air and bring the roller across pretty much the widest part of your hips. But when you get onto it, you'll feel the triangular bone of the sacrum there near the base of your spine. And we'll pull the right knee in first. Exhale, pull the left leg in. And today, let's cross the right leg over the left, thigh over thigh. And then we're bringing the knees over to your right as you turn your head to the left. Get a big twist, holding the shoulders heavy on the ground. Your chest is still parallel to the ceiling. Exhale, pull the hips across the roller and to the other side. So the knees now go to your left as you turn your head and look to the right. This way we get the rotation in the low back, but also in the neck. And then exhale, we pull down with the right glute to come up with the knees. One more set here. So the knees glide to the right. Use your right leg to pull that left knee a little further away from the hip, so you can feel that stretch and opening across the outer hip here and still it back. Exhale, roll across the roller, massaging out the SI joints, the sacrum, the SI joints again. As you go to the left, you're rolling across the glutes, and you turn your head to the right and away. Exhale, press your arms into the roller, feel a little connection to your armpit, into your upper abdominals. Come back to center, and then we uncross and recross the legs, and now the left is over the right. And here we continue to the right, looking left. As you go across the glutes, again, you're trying to notice where it feels like it's just a nice, healthy massage, and where it feels like, oh, I should probably go back and deal with that, right? The knees go over here to the left, you look right. And you're welcome to, if you run into a point of tension, of a holding pattern there, you can pause and do micro movements across that particular point. It's what we love the roller for, among other things. is that you can really target it exactly to your own body and get the massage where you need it without having to schedule an appointment, you know, at a busy time of your life. So come back here to center and one more time over to the left with the knees, to the right with the gaze. The right shoulder is grounded to give you a bigger diagonal stretch across the belly and back. Press into the roller, come back to center, uncross the legs, and then extend both legs up to the ceiling for scissors. We bring the right leg back towards your chest and the left leg forward towards the ground. And then inhale to switch the legs smooth and slow. Each leg works in its own path directly in line with the hip. You breathe, inhale for one movement, exhale for the next. And try to really feel that as the leg goes forward, you're opening the top of the hip there. And then as the leg goes back, you're feeling the pull, the tug, the stretch, and the hamstring, the back of the upper thigh. Let your chest be soft. You're pressing the legs through the air, moving it aside as you move your leg through it. And we'll just do one last one here. And then bring both legs up to the ceiling. Now let's bend the left knee, bringing that foot down in front of the roller for a one leg lower lift, single leg lower lift. So we bring the leg forward and down, tap the heel to the mat if that works for your back. Exhale first and then scoop the leg up and bring it up and back as far as you can. Be sure your other leg, your left leg, is firmly grounded on the inside of the foot so that you feel active through the inside line of that leg, inner thigh connection. And we lift again on the exhale. Right leg rises. Inhale to stretch a little further. It goes out a little further than it did the last repetition. Touch the heel down, bend your knee if it's a little too much. Stretch across the front of your hip bone. And then we lift on the exhale and bring it on back. Bend that knee. Replace the foot parallel to the other leg, and now we pull the left knee in. Extend the leg up to the sky. Be sure the right foot is grounded, equal weight inner and outer, and then we stretch the leg forward on the inhale. You can reach it a little bit longer once it touches the ground, and then exhale before you lift it. Use the full length of that exhale to bring the leg up, 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 and back, and then slide it forward again, drawing a beautiful arc through the air like you're coming down a rainbow. Lengthen out at the bottom, and then exhale and scoop the air, scoop your belly deep and in with that breath, and bring the leg back over your chest. We're going forward again. Watch that your right standing leg, one that's stabilizing you, is not falling out to the side, but that the inner line is still active. One last one here for the left leg. Push it forward and down. Reach out to the center of the sole of the foot. And exhale to lift it. And then bend the knee, replace the foot. And we'll lift the hips up to slide the roller out from underneath us. And then we're rolling up. So pull your right knee into your chest, hands behind the thigh, lift the left leg up to the ceiling. Lift your head, neck, and shoulders, upper arm curl, and then rock forward slowly to come up to a seated position. So here, with the legs extended forward, we're just going to begin a roll down. If you haven't done this before or you want to use a bare bed strap around your feet, you do it. I'll demo the first one. So the band goes around the arch. You're halfway down approximately on the bare bed strap. And you lift your chest up, find an arch in your mid back, look at the horizon. Now you look down your nose, tip your chin to your chest, and curl the tail up towards your gaze. That puts you behind your sits bones so your back is rounding. Push forward with your legs. As you curl the tail up through your thighs, release down to your hips, to your waist, to the base of the ribs, to the shoulder blades, to the top of the shoulders, the neck and the head go back and rest on the ground. You want to come up then slowly, articulate the spine in sequence. So you flip the head up off the ground, look down your nose as you tip your chin to your chest. You start bending the neck off of the mat. Then the shoulders. Exhale, you might pull the elbows wide and back. If you need a little extra assistance here, the head leads the way up in an arc and then down over by your knees. If you have tight hamstrings, bend the knees a little bit here. Otherwise, keep the legs straight and suck the waist back to increase the curve by your sacrum. That low back needs a stretch. And then unfurl the body. You sink the tail into the center of the earth and you lift your spine inch by inch from the bottom to the top. The head floats free to the sky. Doing it again. So you start looking down, lower your gaze, lower your chin, curl the tail up, round the back in sort of an open C shape. You're going to keep that C shape as you go down in order to imprint the waistline into the mat. So 1 inch, another inch, another inch. Take it down slowly so you hit every vertebra on the way to the mat. And then we're coming up, trying to still bend your spine and lift one vertebra out to the other. That way you're going to feel the abs work and not just reflexively pull up from your deflexors. And then drive the hip forward, pull the hands back a little bit, so keep tension in the strap. And then stack the spine bottom to top if you're lifting your back against the wall. I'm going to go to the strap now. And with the arms extended, if you want to try this, do. Keep the strap otherwise. You can go down again here. So you look down, you curve the tail, you rotate the pelvis on the fingers. Imprint your spine down, each vertebra out to the next, taking its time, finding its place on the midline of your mat. Come all the way down, and then you yawn the arms back if you're free of the TheraBand. Bring the arms up towards the ceiling, start lifting your head, neck, and chest. Exhale before you pick up the ribs. Big breath out. To power the body forward, the shoulders are melting down your back, even as the head and the arms reach forward. No hunching the shoulders here, no shoulder earmuffs. Not even October yet. And then you're going to reach forward with the heels, curve the body down. Higher arms makes it more difficult and much harder to control your descent. As you work through this, and not only develop strength, but also coordination and understanding of where the arms need to be at each part of the movement. The arms will be higher as you both lower and lift. Exhale. Be sure you're working both sides equally. If you're working beyond your pay grade, right, sometimes the stronger side will pull you up and the other side is a beat behind. You want to try to work both sides of the body to bring the body down equally in balance to the mat. We're coming all the way down and then circle the arms around here. Hold your knees into your chest, tabletop legs, and then bring your hands to the back of the thighs. We're going to pull with the arms and pull with the abs to come up into your upper curl. So your gaze is down, your chin is tucked into your chest, and your upper arms are working to hold the upper abdominals. The lower abs are working to help support the pelvis against the weight of the legs. Arms stretch forward, palms to the floor, and we pump the arms up and down. Inhale for 5 beats. Exhale for 5 more. There are options here. If you feel like your neck needs the hand, you can put the ball under your head or bring one hand to the back of your neck. Then we can also, if you want more work in the lower abdominals, extend the legs up towards the ceiling. And even start bringing them out cautiously, because if you go out with your legs too low and the head falls back as the shoulders drop, you've gone too far. Trying to maintain the spinal curve position here while you pump the arms and breathe. You inhale for 5 beats, exhale for 5 more. That makes 10, so 10 sets make 100, which is what the exercise is called. Unfortunately for all of us here, I don't count, so we're just looking to see where we feel the work, right? As you warm up, the legs might go a little lower, but as you tire, the legs might go a little higher. Try to find this sweet spot where you're just in control. Let's give it one more breath. Yes, and often layers come off here because Joe Pilates called this the internal furnace. When you got into your core, the body heats up really fast. So that's great. Okay, so extend the legs forward. We're reaching for the TheraBand. I'm rudely checking my phone again. Okay, so we'll take the band around your right foot once you're down. So we can pull that right knee to your chest, maybe push the other leg out and then rock back like you're doing a roll down here with control from your core to come down. And then we'll place that band around the sole of the right foot. Not of the toes, but just below. And then the head is down, lift the leg up to the ceiling, check up on the band. Oh, and in the back, the yellow band, that's a pretty light one. If you decide you want a heavier one, the reds are medium and the greens are heavy. But yeah, if that works for you, that's great. So here with the leg up in the air, point the foot as you inhale, flex the foot as you exhale. And then every time you pull the heel up in the air, Try to really drop down through the glute and the sits bone to increase the length in your hamstrings and the back of your leg. Flexing at the ankle will also give you a lovely stretch in the calf. If a vertical leg doesn't work because your hamstrings are tight, bend the knees and still try to bring the foot right over the hip. All right, and then we do a soft point, like you're wearing a high heel shoe. The elbows go forward to ease the shoulders away from the ears. And we circle, both hips are grounded as you bring the right leg over to the left. Circle down low, externally rotate as you bring the leg out to the side and then up to the ceiling. It's neutral. So an internal rotation, the knee and the toes point down and in. Go low, externally rotate, the knee and the toes point out to the side because of the rotation of the femur, the thigh bone. Bring that across, reach, and feel the stretch as you pull the right hip down. And on the left side of the body is heavy, so there's no tipping or rocking of the torso, especially the pelvis on the mat, just because you're stretching the leg away from your pelvic girdle. We want to find a stretch of the leg, but we also want to find stability in the core. That's what makes us stronger. All the way around and up to the ceiling to pause. Now we reverse. Externally rotate, the right leg moves to the right, hold the left side grounded, feel that work, go low, internally rotate to cross it over and bring it up high to the ceiling. You want to again feel that stretch of the hamstring in the back of your thigh. So stretch out. We're using the band so that you have support for the weight of your leg and also something to really let you reach. It gives you like a target to push out into. Feel that while the pelvis works to stay steady here. The obliques working to hold the hip bone steady as you move your leg and challenge that stability. Let's do one last one because it feels so good. Your legs have been waiting for this all day, although they may not have known it. And then come all the way up to the top. And we're taking both ends of the band in the right hand. Rotate the leg externally, so there's a spiral here at the hip socket. Left hand on left hip. Press the left side of the body down as you bring the right leg out. You rest on the elbow. It's like a kickstand here for the support for your leg. And then gently rock that right leg towards your shoulder and away. Think of it, that tug, that pull, being sort of parallel to the ground. And then if you feel your hips sliding up, pull it back down on the left. We exhale to pull the leg up as high as you can, crossing over, switch hands on the band. The right arm reaches across the floor as you pick up the hip, following the leg. We're now rotating the spine. This rotation is great for just our vertebra, for our disc, for the muscles around it. And then we're pulling down the right glute to lift the foot up to the ceiling. At the top, pull the leg back in a little further. Give yourself the hamstring stretch your body wants. Don't overstrain the back of the knee or the sits bone attachment. And then fold the knee into your chest. So here, just pull the knee in tight to the right chest. Tight as you can, try to bring the heel towards the butt. If your knee is a little wonky, you would probably just hold onto the thigh and give it some space. Only fold it where it can go, right? And then here, let's release that right leg down, switch it out. Shake out both legs. And then this is like the miracle of this exercise. Every time you do it, you end up feeling that right side now is relaxed, it's released. The leg is longer, different weight energy in the two legs. And even feels like the torso has fallen deeper into the mat on the right side, but still kind of bridged up on the left. So let's do something about that. We'll pull the left leg in, pull it in tight, and then we're placing the center of the band on the foot. You want the band to be wide so it doesn't cut into your foot. Better support and also better feedback. And then here we lift the leg up, bend your knee if you need to, straighten it if you can, but try to have that leg really vertical, and the shoulders are relaxed. So we point the foot and flex the foot, heel ball toe and toe ball heel. So really articulate to the foot. We want to work a lot of these joints and muscles intrinsic to the foot. And every time the heel goes up, sink down through the glute, down through the sits bone, get that extra stretch. And then we end with a soft point, elbows down by your waist. We circle the leg across the body, inhale, reach, holding the left hip down. Feel that stretch in the lateral, quad, and glute. Pull this out to the side and bring it on up. So it's a short inhale and a long exhale, so the belly deepens. You exhale, exhale, exhale till you feel the knitting together of the lowest abdominal muscle, the transversus, at the end of the breath. You reach out long, you keep pushing forward with the strap, keep pulling back with your arms, anchoring the elbows into the ground, holding the chest open and holding the hips steady. The movement is smooth, you're not speeding up or slowing down. You're just reaching, 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 and drawing that beautiful circle or oval in the air above you. Let's go for one last one. Feel the different muscles on the different aspects of your leg, stretch, work, and release. And here we are at the top, ready to reverse. So out to the side, an external rotation. Right hip is heavy as the leg goes left. And then as you pull the left leg across the body, the left hip stays grounded. That'll give you more stretch in the outer glute here, your glute med. And then pull that low and then up and bring it high. See how much freedom you can find in the hip socket. As you give that leg permission to really stretch and reach. So keep thinking about how you're transferring weight in your torso, especially your hips, to keep that pelvis grounded here on the mat and stable. We're doing one last circle, so really enjoy it. Go all the way around and up to the sky. And then we'll take with the ends of the band in the left hand, hold the right hip grounded and take the left leg out to the side, flexing at the foot. And then rock the leg a little bit here. Better to pull it closer to your shoulder as opposed to away from your shoulder. That's where you're going to get the stretch that will help open you up. And exhale, let's pull from the upper inner thigh to lift the leg. Don't just let the foot float up. Find the work closer to your center. And now the right hand holds the strap. We're bringing the leg across the body, extending the left arm out over your fingertips. And really spiral the waist, spiral the hips. Keep the left shoulder blade glued to the mat. Stretch for the wall. Pull the leg in towards your shoulder and then add the rotation at the end. So let the stretch travel up your glute into your low back. Exhale, unwind the body back onto the mat. Lift the leg higher, hamstring stretch again, and then holding it into your chest. And we can release the strap down to the side, hug this knee in. After the stretch, you want a little compression. And then we slide the left leg forward next to the right one. Shake out both legs, and then let them just release, fall open. And take a moment also to feel how that changed your sensation of the body connecting onto the mat through your torso, not just your legs. All right, we'll put the left leg into your chest, hold on to the back of the thigh, lift the right leg up to the ceiling, and we lift the head, neck, and shoulders, rock forward and up, pulling with the ball. Here, if you have a ball, you will take it between your thighs. As you dance, if you want to, you can take the ball between your heels and your butt to tighten up the position. So from here, hands initially to your back of your thighs here on the hamstrings, later to the shins. We curl the tail up and suck the waist back, increasing the stretch across the low back here. Elbows wide forward to open up the scapula so that the wrists fall back to the space behind you. We're really being in a semicircle here this time. So as you look down, you begin by lifting the tail, that shifts your weight, you roll to your shoulder blades, only hips in the air, and then come forward and up, feet still off the ground. Edges of the feet together, elbows wide forward. So lift the tail again. Roll. Be sure that you've got enough cushion under your back so that this is comfortable for your spine. And we keep looking down at the navel the whole time. The head and neck never touch. And one of the goals is to work the right and left side of the body equally so that you sit on an invisible line, on the midline of your mat, whether you're going back or coming up. Breathe into it, inhale, inflate your back like it's all of its entire roll, and then exhale, rise. One last one. These are looking good. Just watch. There'll be a tendency sometimes for the head to fall back and look up at the ceiling. that flattens your spine. It also puts you in like a whiplash position, right? So keep looking down. Like your navel is the most fascinating part of your body you've ever seen. And then it should also be easier to come up. Yeah. All right. So from here, we're rolling back into the ab series. So using the right leg, you take your right hand right above the ankle. Your left hand goes on the shin right below the right knee. And then you pull that leg up towards the tabletop, push the leg into your hand, push the hands into the legs, and slowly articulate your spine down, trying to resist the fall. Come right into your upright curl as you pull the knee in tight. Now we inhale to switch the legs and we switch the arms. Left hand to left ankle, right hand towards the knee, and then switch. It's always the outside hand to the ankle. And you push the leg once it's pulled in tight. It stretches forward, full length here. The lower the leg is, it's a little bit more weight, right? You can always take the leg higher. If you feel like you need a little bit more work in the upper abs, the leg higher might prevent you from falling flat. As you pull the leg in, push up with the shin, push down with your hands. So you feel like more firm for the inner line of the arms to get the connection to the upper abdominals. We're going to end with the left knee in, pull the right leg in to meet it, and lay your head down, lower your toes to the mat, and then your heels, and then open the arms here out to the side. Just rock your knees to one side, turn your head away, and then to the other side here. Almost set. Leave the hip turn. And then coming back, we'll pull the left leg in now, and then bring the right leg to meet it, one hand to the, each to the back of your thighs. If your knees are speaking to you today, otherwise to your shins. Pull yourself up to your upward curl. You're on the lower part of the ribs, right by the bra line at the tip of the scapula. Now, you extend the arms and legs up to the ceiling, soft toes, start to reach to the fingertips. Fold the knees in as you circle the arms wide and brace the knees into your chest. Keep looking down towards your navel. The arms and legs will reach up, arms apart, legs together. Even as the arms circle, the legs take a loop together like a unileg. And we press. As your coordination and strength increases, the arms go further back, the legs go further out. But just be careful. If you go too low with the limbs, you're going to arch your back and you could really, I don't want to say injure so much, as I take your back and your spine to a place where it doesn't want to be. But yes, in fact, you could injure it if you go beyond your range. All the way in here, and again, rest down. All right, now scissors, right leg comes up, left leg goes forward. You can use the arms as well as your abs to pull yourself to your upward curl. Look down your midline, inhale, we switch the legs. As you release one leg, you hold your body up, using that line from your jaw to your tailbone, the rectus line here. You can press the leg a little bit forward into the hands to lift you a little bit higher in your upward curl. Before you release the leg, try not to fall back though after you lift it. I know gravity keeps pulling us down. We can try to come up. We're going to end here with the left leg up in the air. Both legs up, bring your hands to support the back of your skull. Pull the neck long and look down at your navel here. Now with the legs glued together, we're just going to take the toes across the ceiling and a few inches away from your gaze, across the room, and then exhale to bring it up. So I want you to be aware that as you go forward, the abdominal wall starts knitting together. It's working harder and harder to keep the pelvis level. We don't want it to arch. We're going to hold it where it was as we lift it up. So if you go down and the back really arches, additionally from where you started, you've gone too far for your own strength to support. And it's much better here to err on the cautious side. Go slowly, you're going to feel the work, I promise. Particularly if you take your time on the lift and do it just rebound with a lot of momentum. Your hands here, cup the base of the skull, pull the head up, feel like the length of the back of the neck, exhale. And then here, fold the knees in, lay your head down and hug the knees in. Just rock a little side to side here. We'll roll up to sitting, so right leg in, left leg up in the air. Head first, lift your head, chin to chest, Push the legs forward, try to come up with control. And now we open the legs for spine stretch. This is one where you would elevate your hips on a yoga block, some books, whatever you have, in order to sit upright and have that little arch in your back. Extend your arms forward, the collarbones wide. We let you press down with the arms, lift up through your heel, up with your heart. Look down here, move the head and the neck first, and then allow the upper back, the shoulders, the mid back, and the low back to bend forward over the space underneath you. Yep. And then sink down through your tail and articulate up. All the way up. Just widen as the arms sink. This legs melt behind your back. Look down again. Legs all the way out, over and down. So curve your body around an invisible ball here. Let your body take on the shape of the ball. Instead of having like a hip hinge where you're just leaning forward, we still find up and back to get more curve to that low part of your spine. And let's do it again. Down, up, over, and around. Really broadening across that sacral area. Press down through your legs, sink your tail, and then stack your body up all the way. Shoulders melt as the heart rises. And one last one to transition into open leg balance and rocker. This is called spine stretch. So that's what we're looking for. That's what we're feeling. That's what we love. And then you can either pull the heels in towards your tail and or move your hips forward near the front of the mat. Taking the hands to the inside of the legs. Simpler, easier, hands to the outside here to your thighs. But once you choose one of those positions, you rock back, you lift the tail, and you find your balance point on your sacrum. Now here, you inhale and you extend the right leg up, stretch it high here, and then exhale, pull it back down, connect the inner edges of your feet together, and maybe even press the arm into the leg and the leg into the arm. We extend this up, soft point through your foot there, and then bring it on back. You're still finding that C-curve spine. It's important because we are going to roll soon. We're doing one more here with the left leg going up, the shoulder melts. And sometimes the hand has to like wrap around as you extend the leg up. So now both legs, so even though the palm is like on top of the shin here, when you go up a lot of times you have to slide the fingers around so the thumb is on top of the shin. And that helps you feel supported with the legs really pressing into most of the hand, and then you pull it back down. Good. And we're going to take it up one more time. Hold it. It'll be easier if but it's correct if the legs are just the width of your shoulders, not wide. Look into your abs, curl the tail up, and roll just to your shoulder blades. Head the next leg off the ground. Exhale, come forward and up to your balance point here with the sacrum. It's a little tricky, especially the first time you try it. So you roll back and exhale forward here. This is good. Everyone keep looking at your navel. Don't let your gaze come up. And one more time. From here, close the legs together. Bend your knees a little if you want to or need to. And then bring the arms up, pulling the legs in the air. Here's your teaser position. We're going to hold the thighs, bend your knees, lower your feet, and then work yourself down. And here, just stretch your left leg forward, pull the right knee into your chest. We're going to pull the knee to the outside, up to the armpit. Just a little stretch, pressing down the left hip. Bring that knee back to center, extend it forward as the left one comes in. And then pull that knee slightly to the side, measure the thigh coming up right next to the ribs on the sideline. And then he aims for the armpit, the shoulder on the left. Come back to center, embrace it in. And we can use your TheraBand again. As you pull both knees into your chest, you can place the band around the soles of both feet for our corkscrew. Legs lift up, the elbows pull down, tension on the straps. And the legs vertical, bend your knees if you need to. And here we're pointing the feet, reach up to the ball of the foot, and we circle the legs over to the right, forward and around to the left. Complete the circle at the top of the movement, and now here go left, and exhale around to the right. circle the size of one of those small watermelons. Keep the pelvis heavy against the movement of your leg. Try to think of that pelvis staying level here on the mat. And just get a little bit of weight shift around the SI joints, the sacral joints. One more time, going left to right to finish this up. And then we can pull the knees into your chest and place the band over to the side. So we're rolling up, hands to the back of your thighs, lift your head, neck, shoulders, exhale. Press the legs forward, use your core to come up to balance here on your sits bones. And we open the legs out a little wider than your mat for some. Elevate your hips if you want a little bit more mobility through your spine. So we reach the arms out inside the core of the chest. Press lightly down through the arms, so lift the heart, feel the length in your waist, and now rotate to your right. Back the left hand goes to the outside of the leg. You dive over and stretch the arms long, reach out long with your fingertips. Pull yourself all the way up, unwind, and then spiral here. Dive over and down, stretch it out, the arms lengthen in opposite directions. You're coming upright. Find your sits bones, sit right on top of them, and then spin, swivel, and dive. The back arm lifts and stretches long behind you. Coming upright to center again. Here's your tallest point as you come through center. Your body really vertical before you go over and sweep yourself around in a curve. We'll do one more time as you go over to rotating. And in fact, when you go over to the right, pull the right shoulder back towards the left one. See a little bit more openness here through the shoulder, through the ribcage, the upper part. And then lift them up one last time here, going to your left. And again, just like in your spine stretch, the belly pulls up and back into the spine. And then we come up to the top and then lower the hands down. Legs together. And let's today use the roller for our squats. So you take the roller at the end of your mat. This one is very similar to Cobra. So it's an upper back extension. And you extend your arms forward, so the roller is halfway between your elbow and your wrist. Ears between arms, you're looking down at the ground, but you're not resting your face, because I do want you to still breathe here. So first, pull the shoulders down your back, widening the collarbones, bring your gaze forward and up. And we're going to lift here, coming forward with the chest. So the lift of your heart here, you're pressing down to the lower part of the pelvis into the mat. And then you release yourself forward, zipping your belly, your ribs, your chest down into the mat here, and then float your head off the ground, ears between arms again. So we're using the lats to pull the shoulder blades down, that widens the chest, and you come forward and up. Heart rises here, look up too. Even when you can't lift any higher, just lift your eyes, and maybe you'll find a little extra lift. And then slowly bring it down. After feeling the stretch in the abdominals, you want to lower to release the back muscles and start to feel a lengthening in the back of our body. Let's do this one more time. So the collarbones widen, the blades work, down your back and narrow in towards your tail. That's the path of the lat. And we lift here. Can everyone feel a stretch in their abs? That's what we're looking for. Good. And then bring it on down. And of course, also developing strength in the back of your body. Now from here, we push the roller aside and pop up onto your forearms for single leg kick. So push down with your fists, pull forward up with your chest, blades down your back to the right foot in 1, 2, and down on the left, 1, 2, and down on the right, double beat. Lower, double pulse, and again. Keeping the pelvis grounded, keep feeling stretch in the abdominal line. And here, every beat, every pulse gives you a little stretch in your quad. Do your blades again, narrowing and sliding down your back towards your tail. We end with the beat to the left, and then we'll sit back in the child's pose. Curve your back, switch back. And stack your spine bottom to top. Okay, so let's today go into a mermaid assignment here. So we're going to start with your legs in a pinwheel position, also called Z-sit. So you have both these forward, one leg is internally rotated and one is externally rotated. And you'll begin by taking your hand to the shin here, and then lift the other arm, side bend over, let the head fall, and you side bend, actually you're side bending towards me, that leg position. Going over like so. And you anchor down through that outer hip. You can look up at your hand to feel that stretch, right down the side seam, lift to come up, arms extend out. You bring your hand down and you slide out to your elbow. Lift the waistline, drop the head to have a beautiful arc through your body, the ribs lifting on one side, closing on the other, and the head hanging following the angle of the arm. Press into your bottom arm, pull from your opposite obliques to come up, and then side bend over, away from your sits bone. Be sure you're feeling this stretch right in your side seam. That'll ensure you're not rotating, and then we come on up. There's an internal rotation of the spine and side bending, but you shouldn't be able to see it from the outside. So we're coming over here, head hangs down. Open up the side rib cage, really push your arm into the ground, and then lift to come up. And we side bend over again. Coming up here, arms extend, and take it over once more. First your side bend stretch, if you look up at your fingertips, then lift the arm up to the ceiling, bring it back, follow it with your gaze, open your chest here, and then scoop the palm, thread the needle, going under, the gaze pushes the head to the opposite side of the room, and then pulls it back. You do a big arc in the air, and then reach your head back, follow with your gaze to get the rotation through your neck and your upper spine. And we circle the arm forward and under. Now notice when you do this, you really feel that stretch between the shoulder blades. The chest closes, the back widens, and then let's bring the arm out again. Take it up and back, open your chest, look for it. Lift the arms up to the ceiling, and then side bend again. Push the waist up off the ground. Push the top ribs away from the bottom ones. And then we press to come up. Side bend here, side bend over. Lift your top arm up to the sky and pull the other elbow out wide. And then we're threading through this way. And then pull the arm out and back. Give yourself that rotation. It also helps open up your hips a little bit. And forward and around, you cup the palm as you come forward and around. And then you stretch the fingers in the palm open as you bring the arm behind you. Get that pull all the way into your chest, to your sternum. Once more like this, cup the palm and curve in and down. And then think of going up and back. Come back to center and lower the arm. And we swing the legs to the other side. Okay, feeling good? If knees were an issue, you could just do this with the legs extended in front of you, or elevating the hips would also help. So anyway, first we're going towards the leg that's internally rotated. Lift the other arm up, and then side bend over, tilt the head, anchor down through that hip on the same side as the lifted arm, and then pull yourself up, hip, waist, rib cage, armpit, extend the arms. Lower your hand to the ground, skate on out to your elbow. Pull your side ribs up as you dive over here to the side. Press the arms are coming up, arms extend, and then side bend over, stretching this way. You can lift to come up, work through your muscles, feel the obliques lift you. It's not just the arms sweeping through the air that move your torso. You want to move your torso to help you move your arm. And once you think about moving a certain way, your body will figure it out and do that for you. Coming up, and let's go again. Hip dives, it leads the spine over in this arc. And then we're pulling up again. Do one more to the other side. Just flow here. Think of like your body, your arm, like willow branches in a tree, just kind of flowing in the breeze. And we're going over again. It hangs down. And then we lift the arm up and bring it back, look behind at your hand, and then scoop the palm, scoop the arm, come around, thread the needle here, over the space between your blades, and then pull the arm out and rotate the chest as you go back, rotate the neck as you look behind you, and forward and around. And then pull it up and back. One more time like this, coming around and under, and then reaching out into space and back here. We'll lift the arm, we side bend over once more. Try to push down with your bottom arm to lift the rib cage, get more side bend stretch, and then press to come up, drag yourself up, and another side bend away from your hip. Lift the arm in the air, pull the elbow out, and then we circle through this way. Open and stretch back, reach, and then continue around again. Take it back here. Feel the rotation in your spine, the stretch to the abs. When you go back, and the stretch in your back as you come forward. One more. And back we come. Come back upright, and then lower the arms down. Okay, so we are, I believe, good for today. Thank you so much for coming to class. This was so fun.